And we are live, everyone. Hello, crazy Disney people. What's up? How's everybody doing? What a beautiful day we had here in Orlando, Florida. Amazing. Why can't we have this perfect weather when the parks are open? Like, it's nice and warm, perfect little breeze, no humidity. It's just amazing. You don't even want to come inside because it's so perfect. And as soon as the parks open, it's going to be 112 degrees with a humidity of 100%. That's how I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. But we are having great weather. Hello, Epcot Forever and Jesse. Hello, Menu Rager. Chris Brown is here. Uh-oh. How you doing, Chris Brown? Darlene, oh, I did get my nails done. Yes, that's another wonderful thing that happened today. Pedicures, and I got nails again. Life is so good. I want to tell you all about that experience, but we're not going to get into that right now. We have a lot going on tonight. First up, we have Hughes and Brews, a YouTube channel, Instagram. I've actually never met them in person, but I love them already just from watching their channel. And then after we talk with them, we have Maudie Carey all the way from Shanghai, China, Disneyland, coming live with us today. So we got a lot going on tonight. So let's dig in. Are you all ready? Hello, Jackson and Jesse and Brenda. Welcome to the channel. How's everybody doing tonight? Daniel. All right, here we go. Y'all ready to meet them? It's Karen. It's Kevin. It's Hughes and Brews. What's up?
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
We're good. You're right. It was a beautiful day today.
Wasn't it? Like, we've been having the most perfect weather.
Perfect.
Now, I do feel like we could use a little bit of rain because, I mean, our grass just needs it and to stay happy and healthy. But but the weather's just been perfect. That humidity level's down. You can be out there and not just be sweaty, but just be comfortable.
Yeah.
It's really good. So
you're not supposed to say that because there's people that might live
in Massachusetts where it just snowed like 3 days ago. So.
I know, we talk about that every day, and everybody's like, "Okay, Tanya, rub it in some more." Oh, now you're getting your nails done. Rub it in some more. I'm sorry.
No, I was so sorry when
I
saw that today. I need my nails done. I need my hair done. I need it all done.
Well, you always look lovely and very stylish. So whatever's going on in quarantine over there, it's treating you very well.
He's been cutting my hair. True story.
Oh, good job, Kevin.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Future occupation, maybe.
So everybody's hopping into chat now, and I know there's a lot of people live tonight, so they might just be kind of hopping around just to say hello to everybody. But as everybody is coming in here, hi, it's a trap. Welcome. Nice to see you. Hello. Orlando Mike is here. I wanted to introduce you all to Hughes and Brews. It's Kevin and Karen. And so let's just kind of regroup on how I even found you all.
Okay. How did you find this?
Well, I have a little Instagram engagement group, just a small little group. And Heather from Vacation Exploration, she messaged me one day and she was like, "Hey, Tanya, do you think it would be okay if I add somebody to the group?" And I totally trust Heather. And I said, "Heather, if you trust them and you love them, absolutely bring them on in." So as soon as you guys joined, or she added you to the group, I checked out your Instagram, and we all like to support one another in the engagement group. So I went over, I checked out your YouTube channel, I subscribed right away, and I went ahead and turned on my notification bell for whenever you all are posting things so that I could like see you either live or see your new vlogs. And I was sitting here one day, I got a notification, and the notification says,
"Oh God. Oh God."
Either day drinking or something to that effect. You were day drinking, or you were doing some kind of like virtual
It was day drinking,
Like a virtual happy hour.
Happy hour. That's what it was. And so I'm not a big drinker, but since quarantine, I've been drinking every day.
I heard you're on the Seagram's wine coolers is what I heard.
I've been doing a lot of those too. And tonight it's a glass of cupcake Moscato. It's just like whatever.
Nice.
And I've been doing a lot of blended frozen drinks, just kind of like whatever. And whenever I got that notification and I was like, oh, somebody's having a virtual happy hour.
It was at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think.
Yeah. And so I hopped in and I so loved you all. I was like, oh my gosh, more people need to know Kevin and Karen because they're awesome. And I've talked about you several times in my streams.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Not everybody drinks, and I get that.
Yeah,
but you guys, I think, although your channel is focused on drinks around Walt Disney World, I also feel like you just have so much to offer more than just drinks through your relationship with one another, through your personalities, through your style, just everything about you all is very charming. So that's what really attracted me to you. And you're funny. You crack me up. I'm always laughing. So
our tagline is essentially we drink and we do things. So we don't just drink.
We don't just drink. It just goes along with doing things.
It's like the good drink, it's the quality over quantity. And, so we drink and do things, kind of like your crazy is the good crazy, not the bad crazy, right?
Exactly.
So it's not
unless you get on my bad side, then it can get a little on the bad side crazy.
Yeah. So it's a quality cocktail and an attraction, not, a case of Natty Lights and a chainsaw drinking and doing things. It's
exactly. Hey, Christopher, I have to introduce you to Kevin and Karen. You will love them. Christopher and I are going on a date Friday night and we're both married. So there you go.
Okay.
It's all in fun.
YouTube husband.
Yep. So we're going to take a stroll around City Walk because it's opening up tomorrow. So Friday night we're going to Margaritaville.
So is it like the Springs? Are they opening just certain places first? Is it like a soft opening?
Probably. I would say, yeah. I don't know for sure. But
I think there's a short list, right, for the Springs on the 20th. There's like 3 places I think that are going to open. So I assume City Walk did the same thing. There's a limited amount of venues.
Probably. But we're just going to go check it out. And I'm pretty sure that Margaritaville is on the opening list.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's how I kind of stumbled up.
Well, that was jumping
into your channel, and I just love it.
Jumped into the deep end of the pool if that was the day.
That was like, we didn't really ever live stream until quarantine hit and we were trapped at home. Yeah. And we missed just going to bars and hanging out with people. So we were like, we had no plan. We were just like, we got a couple of people and we're like, hey, we're going to go live tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to have some drinks and just pretend like we're at the bar and, just have conversation, whatever.
And sometimes the best plan is to have no plan, I guess.
Exactly. That's so true. I never planned on doing this every night stream, but it's working for us. So we're just going to keep on rocking it.
We're going to adapt.
It's easier. It's easier for me to deal with this whole quarantine by having something to look forward to, talking with all the viewers every night. And it gives me a reason to get up and put a bra on and do my hair. And
thank you for giving me a reason to put on earrings today.
Yeah, see, stuff like that. It's super big deal.
It's off camera, but Karen is mixing
a drink
over here
right now. Yeah.
Oh, Tracy says Bubba Gump, mini golfs, Universal shops, and Voodoo mobile only. That's it?
Mobile
order. Oh gosh, I don't even know if that's worth going for. Then, Christopher, we might need to research that. Hey, Cookie.
Make it work.
Tell me how this whole thing got started.
Go ahead.
Oh, first of all, I want to know, are you all from Orlando, Florida, or
no, that kind of feeds into how it all started. You go.
Yeah.
How it all started. We're originally from Massachusetts, so we're from the Northeast. Yes, so all those winters we have the T-shirt, and we planned all along eventually that once all the kids were out of school, we were gonna move to warmer weather. So that's exactly what we did. I think we moved, maybe a year before you did, Tanya. We moved in 2015.
Yes, and I came in 2016, the fall.
And so we moved down to the Orlando area, had some family here. Theme parks and Disney were part of the decision-making, of course. So the YouTube thing, a couple things. I had a YouTube channel before this, which was based on craft beer, beer reviews, beer styles, breweries. And it's funny because when I was doing that, small, got started, but that was the seed. It's funny because I'd make videos and I'd always say, Karen, you should be in a video with me.
Tried to drag me in all the time, and I was like,
doing beer reviews, because she's a beer geek too. She knows her beer, but her thing was absolutely no way, never going to happen. You'd see me on the moon before you'd see me on YouTube. Never going to happen.
It's true.
So some of the videos that I did for that channel were like beer reviews. We did them when I was out and about. Maybe I think one of them was the Crooked Can, in Winter Garden, and we did a few. I did a few at the Baseline Tap House, which is at Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
And Karen starts by just being there, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to be right here, but I'm not saying anything."
Well, then you start asking me questions.
So then, I would lead in with a question, she'd answer. Anyways, that broke the ice. And then it turned out, even though it was a small channel, the videos were shocking. The videos where I was with Karen somewhere did much better. So we said, all right, so it is more about us going someplace or doing something, the experience. Oh, you made me a drink.
Yeah, I made me a drink.
In addition to just what we were doing. So we decided we'd start a new channel, hence the name Hughes and Brews, because we did a lot of beer stuff. And I think, like I heard you mention when you first moved, you started doing a lot of like video and pictures just for the people back home, friends and family. So around the same time, we had so many people saying, "Oh my God, you guys moved down there. You're living the best life. We are living vicariously through you." And so that just kind of solidified, like, all right, let's try a different angle where we kind of just
we do things.
We kind of just between us, we kind of just do what we always did. We just happened to bring a camera along now. Is pretty much how it worked out.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then that's how the whole thing started.
Yes, and so Karen ended up on YouTube before the moon. Yes.
Wow, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so the theme, I mean, and we could, like you said, it's mostly lounges and bars and some restaurants, but it's a lot of the seeking out good cocktails, and we love a themed bar. We're suckers for like a themed lounge or a bar and good cocktails.
So when the parks were open, like how often did you all go out when the parks were open?
Way too much.
Every weekend. Definitely we were out every weekend, either Friday or Saturday and Sunday.
And then sometimes a Tuesday and a random Wednesday, and then once in a while on a Thursday.
Yeah. So every time you went out, did you go out with the intent to create some kind of content for your channel? Or was it more just because you wanted to go out and enjoy yourself, or a little bit of combination of both? It
was all of the above. Sometimes we would go and sometimes we still go and we explicitly leave everything at home to just enjoy ourselves. Sometimes we bring the camera and we end up using it, or we don't. And then sometimes we have an idea, or we have a new place we haven't been to and we want to try it. And there's a specific drink we want to try, and we're all in and we know that we're going there to make a video.
I would say more often than not, though, before the parks closed, obviously, more often than not, it was with the camera. And because we would make a point when we went without the camera to be like, wow, isn't this nice? To just kind of go and enjoy and not have to feel like, oh, we got to get this and we got to get that,
Yeah. But it's always in the back of your mind. Even when you're just sitting there relaxing, enjoying yourself, you think, I need to be sharing this with the world.
Right.
Because it's so grand.
And then the times you don't have the camera, it's like that's when something amazing happens and you're like,
oh, you're like, I wish I had the camera right now. That happens to me too.
Exactly.
So is there a place that you like going to that you find yourself frequently going more so than other places?
Yeah, we always say we're creatures of habit. So we tend to go to the places we know and we like. And sometimes we have to convince ourselves, let's try some place that we haven't been.
Right.
And to that end, maybe a year ago, we set a goal to have 100 drinks at 100 different bars on Disney property. So we were working through that list. So different pool bars, resort bars, restaurant lounges, parks, Disney Springs. There's well over 100. So we just wanted to hit 100 of them, and I think we got.
We're like mid-40s.
I think we're mid-40s, and so we'll have to take back up when we have the opportunity. But that was to force us to go to some places where we wouldn't go to our favorites like the Abracadabra Bar or the Bellevue Lounge or
Rose and
Jock
Crown
Lindsay's
Pub.
Rose and Crown. Exactly.
Yeah, we have our.
Those are your favorites.
Those two favorites. Yeah. Did you say
so?
No,
I'm sure that you have. I'm sure that you have developed relationships with bartenders throughout. From being out there, they already know you. They're like, "Oh, I know what you like. Go ahead and have a seat." And they already have it ready for you. I love that. Isn't that great?
We are on first name basis with many bartenders.
Like the first time, I can't remember how long it was that we lived here, but the first time we walked into the Rose and Crown pub, and the bartender looked at us and said, "2 Boddingtons," and I was like, "Oh,
we've arrived.
This is the dream.
We know it.
They know us at the Rose and Crown pub." Yeah, that was.
So, how far did you get on your 100 cocktail list before the parks closed?
44.
I think that, mid 40s.
I think we're at.
But we didn't set a time limit, so we have nowhere to be.
It's not a rush. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Okay, so it wasn't like 100 drinks. Did you say in 100 days? Not in 100 days, but a year? No time.
No time limit. Just to hit 100 different spots.
Okay. So, do you plan to go out on May 20th whenever Disney Springs does the soft opening?
That's a great question, and we don't know. We're all over the map when it comes to that.
I don't know if I'm ready yet. I don't know.
How about you? You said you were going to go to City Walk, so I guess you're all in.
I'm 100% going. Yeah. 100% without a doubt. I'm going. Yeah. I'm so ready to go. Like I feel like as long as I follow, the guidelines that they have set for us and use good judgment and wear my mask, and I got like my whole bottle of Germ-X in my purse. I'm just going to rock on with it. And I mean, I was at Magic Kingdom on closing night with hundreds and thousands of people.
We closed the Rose and Crown elbow to elbow the night that they closed.
I know. And I'm like, if I survived that, I'm feeling pretty good about this, because now I'm going to be like using some really good guidelines versus all over everybody and all up in everything. So, well, if you all are there, I'd love to say hello, of course, from a distance. No hugs or anything.
Right? From 6 feet away.
Yeah, I could just wave, and we could do a
we'll be dangerous.
6 feet apart selfie or something.
We'll only stay 5.5 feet away. We'll live on the edge.
So, if you do go, what are you most looking forward to as far as a nice cocktail that you haven't had in a while, or one of your favorite bartenders that you haven't been able to say hello to in a while?
Are you meaning specifically the Springs because we know it's opening?
Yes. If you do go, and if you don't go for the soft opening, just whenever you do decide to go out there, what are you looking most forward to?
Picking from the choices of anything at the Springs, not knowing what's going to open when, but there's one drink that we don't get very often, which could be kind of a good first drink back, is the smoked old fashioned at the Edison.
The Edison's not on the list of the.
We just qualified that if everything was open.
Yeah. The Edison is a spot that you'd like to go to.
Yeah, they've got great cocktails there. Their bartenders there are off the charts, knowledgeable mixologists, and is it Grant? Graham is a bartender there, and he makes these smoked old fashions where they literally has this little smoker where they put like cherry wood chips or apple wood chips, and after he makes the old fashioned, it pipes the smoke through the drink, and it gets this rich smoky flavor. It's
so good.
Great.
That sounds so good. I'd be willing to try that for sure.
Yeah. Really good.
Young at the Parks is saying hi.
Hey guys, hello.
And the Disney Romantics just popped in and said, Kevin, they want to know, Kevin, what you drinking?
Go ahead.
No, you made it.
We're drinking Coney Negronis. So it's from the Abracadabra bar. It's the first drink that we made when we started making different kinds of videos. Once the quarantine happened and we couldn't go out to Disney bars anymore, we started just sort of adapting and making Disney drinks at home. So this is one of our favorite cocktails from the Abracadabra bar. And a bunch of us, Young at the Parks and the Disney Romantics, there were a few other channels that got together and we did a bar crawl video loop for National Cocktail Day, which was
go check it out
back in March.
I remember your National Cocktail
and
Day.
This is the
video.
drink that we made. So this was kind of the first drink that we made in our sort of new, I don't know if you want to call it like the new style.
It's like a series that you're doing. You want to tell people about that because I really enjoy it.
So like a lot of people at home, you got to kind of change the flavor of your content. So what we decided to do was, since we can't go to the drinks or the bars, we bring them to us. So we're picking drinks that we've had from many of the bars on Disney property, and I'll say that we are trying to recreate them. But when I say we, I mean Karen. I mean, I help out because I'll drink them. But so we've been making drinks that we like from all the different places and talking about where they're from. So if it's from the Abracadabra bar, we talk a little bit about the theming there and, the whole backstory with the magicians and illusionists that disappear, or talk about the Nomad Lounge and the theming there and how it's based on Imagineers' travels and stuff like that. So it's just basically cocktails.
Tons of fun.
It's been fun to the point where,
we might keep it. Like, I think we're going to keep it.
Precisely.
I honestly love it. It's called, I think you all are calling it Mickey Bars.
Yep.
Mickey Bars. It's a new series that you all are doing. And I love it. I love that you're bringing to life all these drinks that you've enjoyed around the Disney parks and sharing the recipes with us. And I know sometimes you have to tweak it a little bit. Like maybe you feel like a little too much of this and not enough of this, and you can kind of fix it too.
Sometimes they use a very specific liquor, maybe it's like a very specific, hard to get, expensive liquor, or there's even some liquors that are made solely for Disney. So you gotta make it.
You gotta wing it.
Yes, but you all are doing a great job, and I love the series so much.
While she's making them is she wings it.
I wing it.
We also just got a super chat from Epcot Forever, and Jordan says, I miss the Trillium and Treehouse breweries in Massachusetts.
Oh, Treehouse, famous for the juicy, hazy IPAs. Very, very good. Orange Julius, I think, is a Treehouse favorite.
Oh, wow. That sounds delicious. Do you guys go to the Polynesian for drinks? And are you making any of those drinks at home from Ohana Magic?
We did the Spiced Island, which is, I call it sort of an under the radar Trader Sam's drink because it doesn't come in like one of the signature mugs. It doesn't have like a big story or show or song that goes along with it. It's sort of their play on a tropical old fashioned. And I got it the very first time we ever went there. And I loved it so much that I get it every single time.
And what is that one called?
It's called the Spiced Island.
Spiced Island.
Yes.
But we are fans of Trader Sam's.
We love Trader Sam's. We actually like the Tiki Terrace a little bit better than the Grotto because
just the vibe
it can
outside.
Just get so dark and loud in there.
Yeah.
That it's fun to go in there and have like a drink or two, but then go out onto the terrace and enjoy the ukulele music and the waterfall. I love it.
It's really a really great environment back there. I love it too. It's so nice.
It's great.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun over there. There's a lot of lounges and different places that you all have visited and that you talk about on your channel that I've never been. So I've been putting these things down on my list of things that I would like to try and do whenever the parks do open.
And you mentioned people that don't drink. We did a non-alcoholic monorail bar
crawl.
Loop. So there's an option.
We went to all the resorts around the monorail and did just non-alcoholic drinks at each.
That is nice. I love that. That's a great idea. Very good.
The Garden Spritzer.
The Garden Spritzer at the Enchanted Rose
was the winner of that.
Has actually I have a bottle of it somewhere. They have a spirit that's distilled with no alcohol.
Which is a company in Europe. It's called Seedlip, and they make.
So it says if you have like a vodka or a gin in your cocktail, but it's non-alcoholic. So instead of getting like a, I don't know, like a mojito that's essentially just soda water and mint and lime and some sugar. It almost tastes more complex, like you're actually drinking a cocktail, which was really cool. That was at the Enchanted Rose.
And we liked it, but just don't ask the Disney romantics about it because
they thought it tasted
they
like
were not
they
fans.
didn't like it.
They didn't like it. No, they went because they saw our video and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go and we're gonna try it," and they didn't like it.
Oh,
Maybe it's an acquired.
It's not for everyone.
Maybe it's an acquired taste.
So I have to ask: is this a green screen behind you, or is that an actual brick wall in your house?
It's an actual brick wall.
Well, it's neither.
No, it's not. It's a backdrop.
It's just a vinyl.
Backdrop.
It's fake brick.
Yeah.
But it's not a green
Oh my gosh,
screen.
I was gonna say that is so nice. If
Yeah,
that's an
we like-
actual wall, you
Yeah,
have
we
like
like
that whole
so much that
pub
we're
vibe
thinking about
going on in there.
do a brick wall.
Right.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
great. Well, what are the plans for your channel? Like for the
So-
while we're still in quarantine, you're going to continue on with the Mickey bars.
We are, and
we're going to continue even once the parks reopen.
We're kicking around the idea of doing the videos kind of like we've always done. Go somewhere, have a great, a drink at a place, talk about the place, and then as part of each video, we're thinking of coming back. The second part of the video will be come back and we make it here and see how it compares. So
that's a great idea.
And we'll see how it goes once they reopen and we're back in it. We'll see.
Because
this has been a lot of fun.
Right. So two things. It's really fun to make these drinks. And we now have so much liquor, we need to do something with it.
It's ridiculous.
Because when we started making these drinks, we started with 2 bottles and now we have an entire 4-shelf cabinet full of different alcohol. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now you all are going to be making up some cocktails
for
real.
On a serious note, I think it's going to morph to kind of the same thing, but half will be us going and talking about the drinks at the parks or at the resorts. And then coming back
home
and try to replicate the same drink. So anyways, that's what we're kicking around.
Well, that's a great idea. I love you guys. I love your channel. I love what you're doing. And what is your favorite drink at Olgas? I wanted to ask you all that.
Oh,
I like it. What is it? The fuzzy tauntaun? Is that what it's called?
Oh, is that the one that makes your lips feel funny?
The server tried to talk him out of ordering it because she was like, a lot of people don't like it. And he's like, no, bring it on. Like, I want it.
And it's, it's a novelty. I mean, I think there isn't any drink there you would classify as a fine cocktail. And they're all there, at least all the ones I've had, which I've had a few, are kind of gimmicks. So you wouldn't say this is a fine cocktail, but I think it's fun. It's a lot of the drinks there are way too sweet and juicy for us. But that's the one that I would, the one time you'd go there and get one signature silly drink, I guess we'll call it. That's what I would get.
And mine was the Outer Rim.
Oh, yeah.
With tequila.
So I think I've had both of those drinks. And as far as that fuzzy tauntaun, is it fuzzy tauntaun?
Yeah. I think that's how you say it.
So the fuzzy tauntaun for me, I didn't like
the foam.
Foamy stuff that made your lips feel funny. But once you got past that, the drink was
like
delicious.
Peach flavor, orange and peach,
I think it might have been a little bit of peach and some citrus.
Yeah, I thought it was really good once you get past that little foamy stuff.
It's a juicy
I don't think the drinks that I like in the parks, you all would like.
Why? What are
they?
I really like this something snake over at the little outdoor. There's like a little outdoor bar beside Indiana Jones at Hollywood Studio.
Okay.
And it's something snake. I can't remember. It's like a banana flavor. I don't know, but it's so good.
Right,
I love that's probably one of my favorites. And then there's another one at oh gosh. What is the name of I just went blank. Yak and Yeti. Yak and Yeti has some nice drinks.
Yak and Yeti.
What's the drink at the Yak and Yeti you like?
I can't remember the name.
What's in it?
Like what's the alcohol? Like
I like rum. So I drink a lot of drinks that have rum. And I don't think Karen likes rum, if I remember. That's not your thing.
No, I like rum. I don't like gin.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So what is usually a drink made with gin?
Tom Collins. Right?
A true martini is made with gin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a true Negroni is made with gin. These are made with bourbon because that's how they make them at Abracadabra. But a Negroni is typically made with gin.
Beth's Disney Adventures just hopped in, and she said the T16 Skyhopper is her favorite at Olga's. Have you ever tried that one?
I don't even know what that is.
I haven't even heard of that, Beth.
No,
That's crazy.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Okay.
So I wonder
Young at the Park said it's called Snake Alley. That's the drink that I like over by Indiana Jones.
Snake Alley.
All
right,
yes.
we're gonna find it.
Well,
and Beth also said she likes the Huckleberry Punch at Geyser Point.
We love Geyser Point. Have you ever been? It's so great.
Yes, that one's at the
Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge. That is a great place. I love
right
it.
on the water.
You go there.
So beautiful.
Go there a little later after dinner. You get the electric water pageant that goes right by the bar,
Yes.
and then you can see the fireworks from the Magic Kingdom.
And they pipe in the music for the fireworks.
They pipe in the music for the fireworks at the Magic Kingdom, and you can see them right from the walkway, right behind the bar. It's great.
And it's such a great resort. Like the whole environment over there is amazing. So add that into it.
It's really good there, and they're
Can't
open
go wrong.
midnight. A lot of places aren't open that late. A lot of resort places, but the Geyser Point is open till midnight.
Oh, Tom Does Disney just popped in, and he said Tanya likes the Big Bamboo at Yak and Yeti. Big Bamboo.
What is that? What's in it?
So the Big Bamboo, and then I also really like the hard root beer float that's on Sunset Boulevard. So, I like all the sweet drinks that don't like. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yes. We had another question back here. Oh, Donna has a good question. Do either of you have a bartending background?
I do. For a short time when the kids were very young, and I wanted to stay at home, so Kevin would work during the day, and then I went to the restaurant and bartended at night. It was just like a little family-owned pub style type place. I did that for a few years. And then I worked in corporate America for years and years and years. But a few years ago, after we moved here to Orlando, I got laid off. So I went and just took a bartending class, like a 2-week-long
refresher
bartending class, just to kind of, it had been so long since I had done it. And even though I'm not back into bartending, it was kind of fun to do. And it sort of sparked my interest in, remembering how to make all these drinks.
So when we first moved, we worked remote. So we both took our jobs with us. But Karen's a few years later got downsized.
So you're still working from home right now, Kevin?
I am. I've worked from home for years, even before we moved.
So this whole quarantine thing is nothing for him. Like,
okay.
His life hasn't changed at all, except that I'm here all day, every day going, what are you doing now? What are you working on?
What are you doing now?
When I ask my husband that, he's like, I could tell you, but you're not going to understand.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And I'm just like, okay, got it.
At that point, sometimes I make
Pam Larson is in the house. What's up, Pam? We already know Wilderness is already on the bucket list for it. Oh, a staycation. Yes, Pam, for sure. I have such a list of things that I'm going to do right now.
Yeah. So many things.
We've got some reservations. Well, some that have already been canceled. Some that are we technically still have a Shades of Green reservation, but
we were supposed to have a little staycation over Memorial Day weekend, but
I think
and then you rescheduled it to June, but that probably
they let me reschedule the Shades of Green reservation. But did they cancel the Poly?
Yeah.
And what was your Poly reservation? What were the dates?
It was over Memorial Day weekend. We were going to do like a night at Shades of Green and a night at Poly because they're like right next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
And we had family that were going to
I'm waiting to see if there's anybody out there that has a reservation for June 1st and on, whether or not they've been canceled.
Well, we have June 5th.
He has a Shades of Green
for June 5th, 6th, I think.
That hasn't been canceled yet.
Okay,
so when they
but Shades of Green is different though,
right?
Because Shades of Green, you don't even book that through Disney, so they can make their own kind of like
run through.
So are you prior military family?
I am a retired master sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
My husband is a retired master sergeant.
Well, there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he did 22 years active, and he retired in 2004 from the West Point Military Academy.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Yeah, between active and reserves, I did 24 years and I did my last deployment in 2012 and retired after that.
Well, cheers to you. Thank you for your service. I appreciate that. Cheers.
Oh, I was going to say, when we were
fantastic.
talking about Olgas, that's where we met Heather from Vacation Exploration.
And Jen.
Yeah,
from,
and Jen from Earsom Emporium. I just saw recently that one of you, I don't know if it was you, Heather, or Jen, posted a picture of all of you all at Galaxy's Edge opening day at like 6 o'clock in the morning or something crazy.
It was like I was just like sweeping the place because we got into Olga's probably at like 5:30, 5:40 in the morning.
Yes.
And because they have rules, they couldn't serve alcohol until 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So we were all just kind of hanging out, waiting for the place to open. And we didn't know who Jen or Heather were. We just happened to be
put us at the same table. So that's how we met Jen and Heather.
And
Rob.
Rob.
Well, that is so fantastic. Isn't that crazy how it's such a small world and how we all kind of like run into each other and we all become friends and have something that, you know, brings us together. Like our love for Disney is what brings us together initially, but then we always find something else that we all have in common. It's so great, this whole Disney community. I love it.
Yeah,
the Flep, they were there too.
Oh, the Flep are here.
Yes, that's
they were
so
with
great.
Us, they were with us the morning we met Heather and Jen.
That whole day was
Rob, and Rob was there too.
Yep.
Yep.
It was.
Do you all like the avocado margarita at the Mexican Pavilion?
I don't know if we've had it.
I know everybody loves it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't usually get a margarita at Mexico as much as I love tequila.
She's a tequila purist.
When we go into La Cava, I just get like, give me some tequila.
The flights,
you like the flights? Not even one quality. Like I'm not gonna shoot it. I don't want a margarita. Just give me some nice tequila, and I'm gonna sip on it like it's scotch or something.
So what's
I hate tequila.
What's your favorite?
That's because
I used to drink tequila like it was water. When I was in my 20s, my husband used to be like, "You need to stop," and I'm like, "Come on, let's have one more." And I would just shoot it like it was nothing. And now, if I drink it, I get sick.
It's probably the wrong tequila.
You just need better tequila.
Oh, I just can't. Oh, Beth from Beth's Disney Adventures is talking about that Dad's Electric Lemonade from Tune In Lounge. I watched your video that you all did that drink just recently last week.
We did.
Yep.
That was a good one.
That was a blue drink. I don't usually like blue drinks, but that one was pretty good.
That one was.
That was really. I was like, oh, I got to make that one. That one looks so good. So
and that was an example of something we had never had before.
That was one of the few that we hadn't. We've never really had the official version.
Yep.
So for all of you that are tuned in tonight, if you are interested in any of the cocktails on Disney property, check out some of their videos because they've made them. They share the recipe with you and you can make them at home yourself. So
it's not that
I've done a couple of them just from watching your videos. And when are you all going to do another happy hour?
Yeah, we need to. We haven't done a live in a while.
You need to do another live happy hour. We all come in with our drinks.
Yeah.
And that was so fun. I really enjoyed that. I didn't want to come on the camera because I looked a hot mess. But I enjoyed being there and enjoying the conversation.
Well, then we'll give you more warning the next time.
You can there you go. Yeah.
You can be presentable.
We did.
I know. I was like, I can't come on right now. I'm like, I look a hot mess.
I'm like we're all in that quarantine. Yeah.
We'll plan it. We'll give you a warning, at least a couple hours.
All right, that sounds good. Let's see what else is chat saying over here. The electric lemonade is a throwback to Pleasure Island, Beth said. That's that's good.
Yes, we're old enough to
remember Pleasure Island.
We're old enough to remember Pleasure Island. Yes, mannequins and 8-tracks and neon.
New Year's Eve every night.
And neon armadillo and yes.
DBC Life is here, and they said we love your happy hours. I love your happy hours too.
We love DBC Life just started a YouTube channel this week. They just posted their very first video. Go check it out.
So obviously they're DVC members and they're sharing their DVC experience with all of us. So that's great. I'll have to check them out too.
Well, check it out.
I'm going to write that down here. I always have to make myself notes or I'll forget. I have so many notes. Yes, that's so true, Brian. I didn't ask you all, but you mentioned it a little bit in the beginning. You all have children?
We have 3 kids, all grown up. Crystal, who's in here somewhere, she's our only daughter, but she's our oldest child. She lives up in Massachusetts. We have a son, Ryan, who still lives in Massachusetts as well. And then our youngest son, Christopher, lives in Tampa. He just graduated college actually exactly a year ago this week. And he went to University of Tampa and loved it so much that he just stayed there.
Well,
yeah.
So how are you doing? Like, this is a little bit off topic from your channel, but how are you all doing being empty nesters and your kids are all grown up and doing their own thing? Are you all loving it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes in waves for me. Like, you get used to it, you know? It was super weird at first. Like, when he was in college, of course, he would come home for the summer. But then the summer between his summer going into junior year, he rented a house off campus with a couple of buddies.
So no home visit for them.
So our realtor friend of ours said to me, say goodbye. Like, he's not going to come back home, meaning, you know, like once he gets the taste of living on his own, say goodbye.
So you said
and he came back very briefly for like a month or 2 after graduation, because he was kind of between his roommates from college were moving back home. And then he had another roommate lined up, but he was waiting for that old roommate to, anyway, he was home for like a month after college graduation. Now he's gone again. So it's been probably a year now that we've been true empty nesters.
Yeah, we've adapted well.
We got a couple of dogs.
We talk about that kind of as like the 3 stages, right? Like when people say,
the stages of Disney, Kevin says.
The stages of your Disney life, right? It's like, first you start as a kid. Like my parents brought us to Disney from I think the day after it opened.
Yep.
The whole time. I think they were the first ones to sign up for DVC when it
they were very early on DVC.
You start as a kid if you're in a Disney family, which, you know, there should be like a support group for it, but you go there as a kid, right? Then your kids are young and you bring them there constantly. And then the third phase that we're in is when the kids are all gone and now you're going as empty nesters, older adults, and it's a completely different experience.
But then there's going to be another phase whenever you're taking your grandchildren one day.
And we've done that too. We do have a grandson. Crystal has a son, Derek.
Oh, okay.
So when they come down like once every couple of years, we get to live vicariously through him because he doesn't get to go that often. So
and it's
kind of fun.
It's a good reason to do the things that we normally wouldn't do anymore. But mainly because you've done them so many times in the past. But then when you have a new set of eyes that haven't done all these things, it gives you the new interest and experience and things that
it all over again.
You know, so when you say doing rope drop at the Magic Kingdom, you would never do that if you didn't have some.
Well, we would never do that.
Precisely. So yeah. But you do things like that.
I think that. Well, first of all, I wanted to ask you. Your kids were already all grown when you were in Massachusetts. So you made the move here and they didn't want to come. Is that how that whole thing happened?
Kind of. Crystal is married, obviously, with a son. So that's kind of hard. You know, it's hard that's why we waited. We literally waited until Christopher, the youngest, graduated high school.
And got accepted to a college.
Right. Yeah. Before we sold our house and decided to move, because then it was like college can be anywhere, home can be anywhere. It doesn't matter. Right. And then he just so happened to go to college right here in Florida. Right.
He only applied for schools in Florida.
So, and then Ryan has a really good job that he's had for a long time and he really loves it. And he would die in the summer down here.
He doesn't like the heat.
It hits like 75 degrees and he's like, oh my God, it's so hot. I can't deal.
Oh my God.
Unlike Karen, who's been here now for a few years, and Karen thinks that it's too cold in Orlando.
It is.
It is.
Colder in Orlando than I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm somewhere on the line with you. I really like it hot. And everybody in this chat can attest to whenever it's like 65, I'm freezing and I have on a coat and I'm all bundled up because I'm freezing to death.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. And I love the heat.
Hey, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. The Lynn Project.
Hi, Lynn. She's a sweetheart. I love Lynn.
She is great.
What I don't like is in the middle of the summer, whenever it's so humid at nighttime. I hate when the sun goes down and you're still like
melting.
melting.
Like,
that's what I don't like. That feeling of just like, I have to get a shower. That's what I don't like. The heat I can do. It's just that sticky
the humidity,
nighttime humidity that I absolutely hate.
Right. There's that window, which is maybe like around now where it's pretty warm, but the humidity hasn't landed yet. So
it's so good. And that's how I opened the show tonight, talking about how great it is.
Beautiful.
We don't have humidity. And of course, all the parks are closed right now.
And then I'm thinking about like when the parks do reopen and it's going to be the middle of summer and now everyone has to wear a mask. Like that's going to be,
I've been wearing mine like whenever I'm doing my power walks. I wear my mask just so I can kind of see how I can do that. Yeah. And so far, I think I'm doing pretty good, but I don't have like a tight fitting mask.
Yeah.
And which I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just wearing the mask because they tell you you're going to have to wear a mask. Like today I got my nails done. And when I went over there, you kind of like have to hang out in your car until they text you and it's your turn. You can't like wait in the lobby area. And then before you can come in, you have to have a mask on. Mm-hmm. You have to immediately go to the back, wash your hands for 30 seconds. And now like all the nail techs have like plexiglass between them and you just put your hands like through the little. It was interesting, but I still enjoyed it thoroughly. So if I have to wear a mask to be able to do the things that I enjoy and stay safe. Beth said Tanya's from Kentucky. Where'd that come from? Yes, I'm from Kentucky. And are you all originally from Massachusetts or you ended up there from the military?
No, that's where we're originally from.
Okay, that's home for you.
Yep.
Robin said, rub it in. It still feels like November, December in New England. I know, poor Robin.
I know, I remember.
Robin's my best friend, and she was here for 8 months because her son did the Disney College program. And we were like here hanging out every day.
Oh, and then had to go back.
Together. And then she went back in January. Is that right, Robin?
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah. And so now she's up there still freezing her tail off, and she's ready to move down here like yesterday.
Do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
She's going to. She's working on it. It's happening. Yeah. I don't know when, but it's happening. Like this whole quarantine thing just threw a wrench in everybody's plans.
It sure did.
As far as jobs go, and then the housing market. And, speaking of housing, this makes me think of another question I wanted to ask you.
Yep.
Whenever I did a little, I checked out your Facebook because I was like, being nosy.
I do too.
We know where you're going.
Go ahead.
I noticed that you are a mutual friend of my realtor. Is she your realtor too?
Mariano.
Shut up.
She's the one that said to me, she was standing in my garage the day that Christopher said, we got this house, moving in with my buddies before junior year of college. And she was like, yep, that's it. He's gone.
Oh my gosh. Do you not love her?
She was our realtor. She was Kevin's sister's realtor. She was our nephew's realtor. Like we have recommended.
Mariana has been a realtor to so many people just because I told them you need to call her.
If you're moving from out of state to the Orlando area, you need to work with Mariana. She
is so fantastic. I rave about her all the time.
Yeah. So it's been years for us, and there's still times like the doorbell will ring and she'll be there with cookies or something. Right?
I know. I always talk about that. I'm
like, what?
She does that. She has done so many things for us. She brings us cookies. Yeah,
she's great. And
she
she's a
still checks on me. She bought out an entire theater and paid for us all to go see the Lion King live action.
Yo,
I was just like, my realtor is like top notch.
She's incredible. And I found her through Facebook. Because she has like 3 different Facebook groups that she runs for people that are looking to move to Florida.
Taking the Florida plunge.
Moving to Florida.
There's a guest idea for you. You can have Mariana on and have her talk about the real estate.
I would love to. Like she and I have actually had conversations about different things that she would like for me to do for her. So maybe that is definitely coming in the near future. What else was I going to say about her? Oh, one day, someone that I had referred to her closed on a house with her, and I came home and I had a package at the door. And she sent me an Alexa, like an Amazon Alexa. And she said, "Thank you for always echoing my name." Was on the note.
Like I said, she's awesome. A marketing genius.
She is.
I know. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. She sent me an Alexa. So now we have one upstairs and one downstairs. I just love her so much.
Yeah, we'll tell you the story someday off camera when we're hanging out about how we moved here and how she helped us. And
I'll tell you also.
It was ridiculous.
I have great stories also.
The buying of the house was insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole buying was a story. It's a short story.
Yeah.
not a good story.
Well, I'd love to hear that story. I'd love to have a cocktail with you all. I can't wait to meet you in person one day.
Likewise.
I was like definitely drawn to you all for so many reasons, like I said before, not just because of the cocktails and I like to drink, but that helped. And then whenever I got to know you all through your videos, I was like, I freaking love them. They're so great.
I feel like YouTube does this weird thing where, unlike seeing people on television, because they're pretending to be someone else, but like you start to watch someone on YouTube and you feel like you really know them. Like we have met people that we started off just watching their videos, and it's like, oh my God, bring it in. We're hugging, like we're family. And we've actually never
immediately
met before.
Into like deep conversation, and then
you realize, like,
oh,
this is our first time.
We've never really met them before. So it's one of the totally one of the benefits that we found since we've been involved in this. Just the great people you meet is amazing.
Yeah,
it really is. It's so great. Well, again, so nice to have you on tonight. I hope everybody comes and subscribes to your channel and follows you on Instagram. I love everything you're doing. I wanted to bring some attention to you because I love you, and I know everybody who follows my channel will love you just the same.
Thank
you.
And is there anything else you would like to say that I didn't ask or touch on that you would like for everybody to know?
No, I think just that. I guess we're tagged to set up another virtual happy hour.
Happy hour. Watch for it.
We'll let everybody know. Everybody's invited. Everybody's invited.
All right, we'll do it. Let me know, and I'll shout it out, and I'll send my viewers over, and we'll hang out.
Awesome.
Maybe I can join you, and we can have a cocktail.
So fun.
And have a good time. So
awesome.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank everybody that's in the chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah, several people here are telling me already that they've subscribed to your channel. Stephanie Horton, Cindy Luhu. You're gonna love all of these people. I've already met Stephanie Horton, and Cindy Luhu is coming up real soon.
Oh, awesome.
Her channel name is Cindy Sin Lu. She's from my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky. And Downtown Daryl said, Tanya, thanks for this stream with a $5 super chat. You're so welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nice.
But yeah, she's from my hometown, and I've been doing a segment where viewers are coming on live where I get to meet them. And I spun the wheel the other night, and she's coming up soon.
That's a great idea. That's awesome.
Yeah. I might steal that. Do you mind if I steal that?
Oh, no. What did I just do?
You shut your lights
Oh,
off?
there we go. Sorry. We went in the dark for a second. That happens. Pam's already subscribed to you. Oh, and Matt did too. Thank you all so much. Oh, my God.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, so nice to hang out with you all. I'll see you real soon, and can't wait to see you in the parks.
Very good.
I'll talk to you later. Bye, Karen. Bye, Kevin.
Bye. Have a good night.
Paigey, Mr. Morrow is here. What's up? Yes. How's it going? Listen, we have some other things going on tonight. As soon as, it's super early in the morning over there in China. But we have another guest coming on tonight. I'm just waiting for her to pop in. I told her around 9 o'clock, but how great is Kevin and Karen from Hughes and Brews? I knew you all would like them so much. Paigey, Mr. Morrow, what's up, Nate? So nice to see you in chat tonight. Make sure you check your Twitter because I did message you back. What?
I'm done with my schoolwork, and I did this thing.
Okay.
I got all the puzzles in.
All right. Good job. You did perfection. Perfectly. All right. Perfect. All right. So, what is going on, everybody? Oh yeah, so I told you about the nail experience I had. I'm sure you all heard me telling them about that, how that all went down. That was it was different, but it was super nice. Yeah, they were so awesome, right, Cindy? I knew you all would like them. And obviously Heather knew that all of us would like them, or she wouldn't have brought them in for me to meet them. What's up, Justin from Magical Paradise? Thank you so much for the message earlier. I do appreciate that. I'll be back with you. You can't get rid of us that easily. Oh no, please stick around. We actually have Maudie is supposed to be joining us tonight from Shanghai. She did a live stream over there on opening day, and I reached out to her, and she said that she would be happy to come on and talk with us and answer some questions for us about opening day over there. So we're just hang out and chit chat until she pops in here. It's super early over there, so she's probably kind of just waking up. I haven't heard back from her just yet. Oh, she's coming. She just messaged me right now, so we are good to go. Let me just make sure that she got the invite. All right. Hello, Kent. How are you? Hey, Tanya. Hope you have been doing well during all of this. I have. Thank you, Kent. And I hope you're doing well also. I appreciate that super chat so much. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So, Hughes and Brews, over 500 subscribers. Congratulations. That's amazing. Hopefully, a bunch of you hopped over there and subscribed to their channel. They're pretty great. Trying to see if you all are asking me anything that I missed. Going back through the... Oh, you got 500 subs. Yay! That's awesome. So happy about that. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay. All right, Nate. Thank you. Let's see. Can't wait to meet Hughes and Brews. I know you're going to love them, Robin. Definitely going to love them. What happened to the doll on the bed? She is actually sitting up there on the dresser now. Yeah. You know what's crazy? Why do people have a million pillows on the bed? Why? I don't understand that. Your doll on your bed is gone. Yeah, she's sitting up on the dresser. It's a little Cinderella doll. Christine, always Disney dreaming. She got that for me. So just cooking, but had to pop in and say hi and hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Cargo. I appreciate that so much. I wanted to talk. Oh, I'm just going to like chat with you all while we wait for Maudie to come in. But I was thinking about that earlier today. Why do we have like a million pillows? Like you take them all off at night to get in the bed. And then in the morning, you get up, make the bed, and put all the million pillows back on there. That's just like nonsense. I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore. Hey, Owen. Hi. I think that is Maudie's dad right there. Yeah, we're expecting her. We're so excited. Welcome to the channel. So nice to meet you. I'm so excited to talk to Maudie tonight. She is like overnight instant fame. So that's pretty exciting. Yes, it is silly decoration. That's so true. My mother, let's see. How come our curtains aren't up yet? Oh, let's talk about the curtains. They're 108 inches long. And I think they might be too long. Husband hasn't came down yet. We have 9 pillows on the bed. Why? I'm just like, why do I do this to myself? It's just like more work that I have to do every day. It's like pull all the pillows off and put all the... I know it makes it look pretty, but Hi, I'm here, but I don't see your invite email. Oh, shoot. Let me try it again. Maudie, hold on just a second. I'll invite you in. Hold on. We'll try it again here, hon. Make sure I got your email correct. Let's see. And it actually is coming from my husband's email because his was logged in. I'm resending it now. EMCAREY. Hold on just a second. All right, I'm sending it again, and it's going to be coming from Blight Investments. Only because that's what my husband signed in. And just let me know if you get it. Let's see. I love to look at them, but I don't like to deal with them on and off I know, Darlene, it's such a pain in the butt for sure. Water beds were cool. Maudie, your stream was good. Yes, it was. I can't wait to talk to you about it. Maudie's grandpa's here. Nice. There we go. Here she is, everybody. This is Maudie Carey. And let's see. Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good evening, I guess, for you.
Yes, it's so funny, right? I was like, well, I guess it would be night. Oh, it's going to be morning. Okay. Yeah, I know you're in the morning time. So, but welcome and thank you so much for agreeing to come in and chat with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So happy to be here.
What about the instant fame that you got overnight? Have people been like just blowing you up over this?
It's really bizarre, because what happened was on Sunday here, I went to Disneytown just to activate my annual pass. And I FaceTimed my little brother, Owen, just to show him around Disneytown here. And he said, why don't you go live in the Facebook group? I think people would like to see. I said, well, I've never done a live before, but I guess I could try, show people around and see if anyone cares to watch. And quite a few people tuned in and had a lot of questions and were interested in me going live when I eventually got to the park reopening, which just so happened to be the next day. So,
you first went live just getting your pass.
Yeah, I was just in Disneytown is like their equivalent of Disney Springs here. And I just walked around, showed people the gift shop, talked about the new procedures here for entering, like temperature screening and stuff. And yeah, I didn't expect anyone to watch, maybe, a couple dozen people. So it's been an interesting week.
So how many people actually tuned in and watched while you were live?
While I was live, it was in the hundreds. Yeah. And then overall, I think that first video now has been viewed like 8,000 something times.
One of that one from the first day, but then whenever you actually went live on opening day, that one's like 19,000 views now.
Yeah, it's
that's crazy.
Very bizarre. I check it and I'm like, is that really me?
Did I really you? That's so great.
Yeah.
So have there been a lot of people like doing like YouTube channels or Instagrams or podcasts and things like that? Have a lot of people been reaching out to you?
I did a podcast interview Tuesday that I think is going up. It'll be Thursday morning in US time. Someone reached out who runs a travel agency who'd like me to go live on their page the next time I go to the park as well. So I just keep getting these messages, and it's kind of surreal. But I mean, I'm happy that, you know, I can be something of a window into the reopening process for folks back in the States.
That's exactly what it has been. It has been a window for us and an inspiration. Like, it's just bringing us some of the Disney magic that we're all missing. So thank you so much for doing that. I appreciated that. I've watched your live 2 times now, the whole thing, all 3 parts. Yeah,
oh my God.
all 3 parts. I've watched the whole thing 2 times now. I enjoyed it so much. So,
wow. Thank you.
So I'm just completely fascinated with you in so many ways. Like the fact that you've been learning Mandarin since, what'd you say, 8th grade?
Since I was 9 years old.
9 years old. So how did that all happen? Like, what made you just say, oh, I'm going to learn how to speak Mandarin?
So when I was in 3rd grade, my mom's dad found this course online, this like distance learning type of Chinese course. And he asked me if I wanted to give it a try. And I knew nothing about China really beyond some basic knowledge because I was a 3rd grader. And I knew nothing about Mandarin. I'd never learned a second language before, but I said, sure, I'll try. And I ended up really liking it and took it up through the 8th grade, and then started studying it again when I got to college.
That is incredible. So what part of New York are you from?
I'm from Putnam County, a town called Brewster. So it's about an hour north of New York City.
You do not have a strong New York accent of what most of us hear from New Yorkers. So I wonder if that has to do with you studying abroad, or is that just like from your parents? Are you all not originally from New York?
Both of my parents grew up in New York. I think I've been told that my New York accent comes through on a handful of words, like how I say coffee.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, yes.
So it's not constant, but every once in a while I say words that make people giggle and they go, oh, wow, you're really from New York.
That is so cute. Okay, so you're in New York, you're learning Mandarin. You enjoyed it from the 3rd grade. Like that, if I was to like introduce a new language to my kids that are in there right now, they'd think I was crazy. Like, what, Mom? Like, they're all taking Spanish in school, and they have no interest in doing it. But I'm just like, you do not know like how great it's going to be one day that you can, especially here in Florida, like it's a big thing. There's a lot of people here that speak Spanish, and it'll help them out with jobs or whatever. But the fact that you enjoyed it and wanted to continue it, and you were at such a young age, is very impressive. And so you were in school, you high school. Did you start out at NYU there in New York City?
No. So since I started, my home base has always been NYU's campus in Shanghai.
So you went from high school to China.
Yeah.
Wow. That again, I'm so impressed with you. That's incredible. Now, tell me a little bit about is it your Facebook group? Is that your Facebook page that you were like live on whenever we watched your live stream?
No, it's just a Disney group that I'm a part of that's run by someone else. But
and they were okay with you just going live on the page?
They don't really have restrictions about posts. Like they don't have to wait for moderator approval. So people have gone live in the group before, I guess, and they didn't have a problem with it afterwards.
Well, I'm sure they didn't. That was like bringing a lot of attention. I'm sure it's like grown like crazy since your live stream. Yeah, welcome to your family that's here. Grandma, your grandpa. Is Owen, you said your brother?
Yes, Owen's my little brother. My older brother's probably tuning in through someone over there. Alexis is my older brother's girlfriend, who is essentially family to us. And then my mom and dad might be watching through Owen or through Alexis right now.
That's so cool that everybody's here. I know they were also in your live stream. Whenever you were live, they were chatting with you in the live stream. That was so cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so fascinated with all of that. And how are you doing? That's the one thing I really wanted to know, because you were living in China when all of this pandemic started. Your parents are all the way in New York. Like, I'm sure that was just like extremely stressful for everybody. So I wanted to know, like, how are you doing and how are things going for you now? And what was like going on for you when the whole thing started?
So when the pandemic first broke out, I was actually in New York for my winter break, and I was just about to fly back to Shanghai right at the end of January. And then my flight kept getting pushed back, and then canceled. And then I eventually ended up deciding to just cancel it all together for the time being and wait for the situation in Shanghai to improve before I came back over. And then toward the middle of March, I decided I really wanted to try to get back to Shanghai. I was missing it terribly, and the situation over here with the pandemic was really improving. So I spent a lot of time talking with my parents, with other members of my family, with my school, trying to make arrangements for a flight. And I ended up getting back over here. I left the States March 23rd and did probably 50 or so hours of travel to get over here, where it usually is just about 15 to 20. Because I had to go to Detroit and then to Tokyo and do an overnight layover for 22 hours in the Tokyo airport. So it was quite a journey. And then once I got here, I had to do isolated quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks. So I wasn't allowed to leave my hotel room. They brought me all my food. I had to take my temperature every day and submit it to the workers at the hotel just to make sure I didn't have a fever. So it was a process to get back over here. But once I got out of the quarantine, I could feel that things in Shanghai were slowly returning to normal. Yeah.
So we are all here in America pronouncing Shanghai incorrectly. It's Shanghai. I was like, we're saying it wrong, people. Do you hear how she's saying it? So the correct pronunciation is Shanghai.
In Mandarin, yes. But I mean, in the Americanized pronunciation, when we read that word, if you didn't have any background in Mandarin, you would say Shanghai. So no one over here would hear that and not know what you meant. So it's okay. But technically, if you were just say it in Mandarin, the pronunciation is Shanghai. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know, because I'm like, we've been saying it wrong, people.
Yeah,
that is quite a journey you went on. Like, wow. So you decided to go over there and you were by yourself traveling alone. How did your parents feel about all that? Were they supportive, or they were like, I'm not sure you should do that just yet? Or
so I had their blessing, but of course they were extremely nervous because there's so much unknown. I could have gotten stopped anywhere along the travel process and told, sorry, you can't move forward. You need to turn around and go back. So they were very nervous. I was nervous as well. But overall, they said, if this is what you want to do, then we're going to support you. And we're going to help make sure you get there safely. Yeah. So I'm really grateful to them for that.
Yes, that is very, it's just a great story, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. But I think that we all love you so much. Like, you did a great job with that whole stream. Was that the first time that you had ever done anything like that? Like, gone live and talked with people while you were live like that?
The very first time was the Disneytown live stream. So then the one from the park was the second.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, but still, like, that was just like very recently. Yeah. Diane wants to know, what do you love about living in China?
That's tough to answer. There are a lot of things. I think for me at this point, the close friends that I've made here are really special to me. The local friends outside of school, who treat me like a really close family friend and really have invited me into their home. Right now I'm living with a host family, and they treat me like one of their own kids, which is amazing.
That is so nice.
So yeah, so just to feel like I have a home away from home here is really special.
So whenever you when I don't know how that whole process worked. I literally have like a million questions in my head. But so whenever you went over there, you weren't just going over there to live like on campus in a dorm. You knew that you were going over to stay with a family.
Right. So usually I have a dorm here that I was living in the first half of the school year, but because of the pandemic and because of the requirement for people coming from abroad to quarantine, I couldn't move back into that dorm because it's not approved as a facility to do that kind of quarantine. So then actually the first time I came to Shanghai was when I was in 11th grade. And I had stayed with this family that I'm with now for just a week, but I've maintained close contact with them and with my host sister throughout the years. So when it was time to come back, I approached them and asked if it would be possible for me to live with them for the time being until my dorm reopened. And
oh, okay. So like many universities here closed during the quarantine, so did yours.
Yes.
But yours is back open now, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so you recently got your annual pass, is that right? So like that was your first day, that day that you went down and did that live stream, you got your annual pass because you're like, hey, I'm right here. I'm going to start going to the Disney park. Can you let us know, because I know a lot of people don't know, what's the name of the Facebook group that you did your live stream in?
It's called the Secret Disney Group.
The Secret Disney Group. So if you all want to find that on Facebook, you can see all of her live streams that she did on the opening day and brought all of us so much joy. That was fantastic. I stayed up and watched it all night. I don't even know where to begin, but I would like to know. So tell us how the reservations system works. Like, how is that working? Just in case they implement that here at Disney World. I live here at Disney World or at Disneyland. Like, tell us about the whole process of being able to get a reservation.
Okay, so I'm an annual pass holder, like you said. So for annual pass holders, they have a kind of like portal, and it's through WeChat, which is I've mentioned before in my lives. It's a pretty ubiquitous app here. It has lots of functions. It's also where you can get that health QR code, but Disney has an official account on there. So you go through there, you enter your phone number, and they send you a little verification code just to make sure it's really you. And then you enter either your annual pass number and the ID you use to get that annual pass, or your ticket information if you have just a one-day ticket. And then after that, it will take you to a little calendar that shows the days that are currently available to be reserved. And if they're open, they're just blank or they have a square over them. And if they're already filled up, then they have a little gray circle. So they tell you in advance the time that they're going to release or open up a day for reservations. So it's kind of like, in the States, when you book your fast passes or a dining reservation, you stay up till midnight that night or whatever time to try and get on and, snag Be Our Guest or,
yes.
or Slinky Dog or something. So similar concept where you want to try to get on and get in first. But it's also like booking those dining or fast passes. It's worth checking back and seeing if people cancel, because that is how I was able to get to Shanghai Disneyland on the first day of reopening. Because when I first looked, it was full.
So
yeah.
They were opening, what was the opening day? The 11th, right? May 11th was their opening day.
Yes, this past Monday.
So when did they like release that where you could go on for the reservation? How soon in advance were you able to go in there?
So I think right now I know they do it 7 days in advance. For the opening day, it might have been a few less. I know they gave a window where they gave priority to annual pass holders. They gave them a few extra days in advance, but that week I was so busy with I was writing my senior thesis and I had to submit it the Friday before, so I didn't even pay attention. I kind of missed the boat in terms of that that early reservation period, but it was available. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if they would do a similar thing in the States where they'd give, a few extra hours or extra days for annual pass holders.
Okay. So you snagged your reservation for opening day the day before, right?
Yeah, it was like 11:50 at night the night before, and I left less than 12 hours later to go to the park.
Wow.
It was really
that was great.
Yeah.
You were like, let me just check one more time, because that does happen. You never know, like when something's going to pop up. So probably somebody right then was like, I'm not going to make it. Let me cancel. And then you grabbed it.
Yeah. And I mean, I wasn't even trying to check for cancellations. I was trying to just like rehearse the process of going through it. Like you do, like when you get like a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance and you go through the app and you do all the steps just to like test yourself and see how fast you can do it. I was doing a similar thing, and I just looked and I said, that's funny. This day was closed before. It looks like it's open now. And I just kept clicking through like, this probably isn't real, but I'll try anyway. And then I got to the confirmation screen. So
you've talked about Slinky Dog and Be Our Guest and now Rise of the Resistance. So you've always been a Disney fan? And like, how did your whole love for Disney start?
The first year that my family went was the summer after 5th grade. We stayed off property. My aunt was working there. My Aunt Beth, she was working there at the time. She had done the Disney college program and then started working in Disney full-time. And so she had always wanted us to go down and visit her, and we had always really wanted to, but never got a chance. So we finally did. And she kind of talked my dad into going to the pitch for the Disney Vacation Club and just hearing it out. Because she said, it's not like the other timeshares. I think, you should give it a chance. So my dad said, oh, fine. Okay. And all I remember from that day was that as a child, we got ice cream.
I know. I remember that. I went to that same class and they gave us ice cream.
Yeah. So I just remember waiting around for my parents for a bit and getting ice cream in the end, and then finding out, my dad wanted to go ahead with it. So then from then on, Disney became like our designated vacation spot. And we try to go at least once a year.
Did you always come to Disney World, or did you sometimes go to Disneyland?
I've been to Disneyland just once.
Okay. And was it like a annual thing? You came down every year to go to Disney World as a family?
Yeah, I think there's maybe been 1 year that we didn't go since then. So.
But you've been recently because you went to Rise of the Resistance, huh?
Yeah, I was down there in February.
Awesome. Okay, so you got your reservation now and you're going to Shanghai on opening day. Tell me, kind of walk me through it. I've already watched all the live streams, so I know, but I'm curious. How did you feel like walking in there after, the quarantine, all of the things that we've been through with the coronavirus and the quarantine? Like, how were you feeling when you walked in there? Were you feeling positive? Was it feeling less magical to you? How did you feel about wearing a mask? The process seemed so easy. So kind of take us through and tell us what your thoughts of everything was.
So before I even went, when I heard that the Disney park was going to be reopening, that was really like, in my head, a kind of milestone in terms of Shanghai's recovery as a city from this virus, because other things were slowly starting to open up, and Disney was really being more conservative in their approach of when to reopen their gates to everybody. So when I heard that they were going ahead with their first phase of the reopening, that made me feel really hopeful. Just not just for Disney, but for the whole city of Shanghai. When I got there, I guess because I've just gotten so used to having my temperature taken in public places here before I enter and wearing a mask, that just felt like par for the course for anywhere you go. So it didn't really take away from the experience. If anything, I felt like, okay, I feel more safe because I know that they're taking these measures to make sure that it's going to be a safe experience for those who are coming to the park. And then once I got in the park, the feeling you get, you step into Magic Kingdom and you walk down Main Street, and you just get in, you just round that bend. And it doesn't matter if it's the first time you've been there or the 15th time, it just always feels like that sense of coming home, and like there's something so pure and wonderful and like really magical about it. And I felt that same way walking into Shanghai Disneyland.
Oh gosh, you're gonna make me cry. Because that's how I felt watching your stream. It was so nice. And seeing the castle, gosh, that castle is beautiful.
It's stunning. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful castle. I was like, oh, I just had chills. That so beautiful. So I haven't announced it to my viewers yet, but I'm going to announce it now. It'll be the 17th for us, but it's going to be the 18th for Maudie. But Maudie has agreed to live stream on That Crazy Disney Lady here on my channel. She's going to go live from Shanghai Disneyland for us, and I cannot wait. I'm just going to be sitting back, and I know I'm going to be crying again because it's so. I told you before whenever I talked with you, I really think you should have a YouTube channel. You have this grace about you and the way that you carried yourself through the stream and answered people's questions. And I loved how you could communicate with everybody there and translate for us. I don't know. I felt so comfortable in the way you explained things to us as we went along through the journey. I did see Dan say, yes, Donna, she is. Donna said, no way, in capital letters. I think Dan was saying a minute ago that you ended at Tron. But Dan, you have to go back because when she came off of Tron, she went live again. There's 3 different live streams from opening day. It starts whenever she's in the cab going over, and oh my gosh, that walk to get in seems so far. Is it? I mean, I was like, is it really like that long of a walk? It just seemed like forever before you actually got to the gates. And but yes, then I was thinking if you were at Magic Kingdom and you didn't have like the monorail or the ferry boat to bring you over, it would be probably that long of a walk to get in. But yeah, I just loved it so much, and I thank you so much for sharing that with us, because gosh, I'm gonna cry again. For all of us who love Disney, it was truly magical. So thank you. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to reach out to this girl. She's like fantastic. Like the way that you walked around and explained things to us. And I want to see some of the shops. That's what you didn't show. So whenever you go live for my channel, I hope that you take us through like some of, like, is there an Emporium like there on Main Street? What's the store there?
It's not called Emporium, but there is a similar type of store that kind of goes from one end of the other on the left side. So just like Magic Kingdom. And they do have a lot of merchandise. They have different sections, kids section, you know, homeware, some Pandora. So yeah, I'd be happy to take you.
I'd love to see some of the shops and how they are, if they have the ice cream parlor, or, you know, do they show us like some of the things that are different and unique there versus like some of the things that are very similar. I mean, Main Street is similar in all of the parks. I did see Dumbo there, which I learned a little trivia that Dumbo is the only ride that's in every single Disney park around the world.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
I didn't know that either, but I just learned that the other day. She is streaming on that crazy Disney lady live from Shanghai, you all. It'll be the 17th at night for us, but it's the 18th in the morning for her. So I'll make sure I push that out so none of you all miss it. I'm so excited. So the mask thing, that it didn't seem like it bothered you at all. Like, we're still wearing masks here, whether we're in the parks or not, just to go out and go to Target or go to Publix or wherever we need to go. We have to wear a mask. The masks are like kind of common in China though, right? Even before the coronavirus.
Yeah. They definitely, I mean, now you really see every single person wearing one, but even before, because, you know, sometimes there are issues with pollution depending on the weather and depending on what city you're in. So people would wear them anyway. So it was already a habit and something that people would occasionally do. So it didn't come as, you know, as much of a jolting thing as I think it has to some people in the States, where we really don't have that practice of wearing masks out. So it's really kind of a totally new thing for a lot of folks.
And you said it was like about 80 degrees whenever you were there the other day. And I noticed that people were still wearing long sleeves. So is 80 degrees like a comfortable temperature over there? Because it gets really hot, right?
It does. I think the long sleeves are less to do with the temperature and more to do with just people's habits over here. They tend to want to cover themselves up from the sun as a means of protection. So that's part of why they wear a bit more. My friends here, when I go out, when it starts to get warm and I start wearing dresses, they often say to me, oh, in Chinese, it's 你穿得太少, which literally means you're wearing too little, because they're worried that I'm going to catch a cold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's just
Karen, if you're still watching, you maybe need to rethink and move over to China where it's really nice and warm. She said it's not hot enough here in Orlando for her. Wow. Yeah. It just sounds like an amazing adventure that you're on, and the stories that you'll have to tell, you know, forever. It's just incredible. I'm going to open up the chat and see who has questions for you and what people would like to know. So chat, if you all have any questions for Maudie about her experience over in China, I'm opening up the floor so you all can ask the questions. Sarah said she's so smart and eloquent. I can't wait for the live stream. We're taking notes. Okay, Karen. Would you, Maudie, ever practice psychology through YouTube sessions? Will she practice in New York or China? Will you practice in New York or China?
That's $1 million question.
That is $1 million question. Donna wanted to know, what is your plans for after graduation?
I've considered maybe just for a brief time doing some work or research over in China, but eventually I'd like to return to the States to go to graduate school for psychology.
A lot of people are asking if you plan to stay in China after graduation. Owen wants to know, who is your favorite sibling?
Wow. My favorite younger brother is Owen.
Your favorite younger brother is Owen? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Owen's not happy with how PC I was about that answer, but Yeah.
Oh, wait. The chat's moving here and I have to go back. Let's see. Were they keeping the guidelines at the park? Like as you were going through, were they keeping up with the guidelines? What were what were you seeing that was different that they had set guidelines for?
I think the few most obvious things were they had hand sanitizer outside of the shops and the restaurants, and a cast member was there and would ask you to sanitize your hands before you went in. So that was one thing, which takes all of 2 seconds, and I think it's for the best for all of us. So I really didn't mind. The other thing that I was really impressed with was the social distancing on the lines for the rides, and not just impressed with how they set it up, but impressed with how everyone, for the most part, cooperated with it. And I think I showed on my lives a few times when I was waiting in lines, but people were pretty good about keeping distance between themselves and the people in front of them and behind them. And cast members had signs that said in English and Chinese, please maintain 1 meter distance, and also a little diagram. And they would just occasionally walk through the queue every once in a while just to give people a reminder to do that.
I noticed that on the rides, they were like, if you were with the party, then you could all go on the ride together if you were all together, right? But then if they were like, for example, if you were loading onto Pirates, it would be like every other seat would be filled rather than the entire boat. Is that
Correct.
how they were doing it? Okay.
Yeah, so it took a different form for different rides, but overall they did implement that kind of distancing on the rides as well.
Oh my gosh, and Pirates over there is amazing. Wow.
It's just, I mean, I love the Pirates in Orlando. It's a classic, but this one was designed with all the new kind of technology available in mind.
It's incredible.
Like an immersive experience.
I went to Disneyland and I thought, wow, their Pirates ride is so much better than the one in Orlando. But then whenever I watched your live of Pirates, I was like, wow, that's so cool. It's pretty amazing. Lolo Does Disney says, would you consider Shanghai Disneyland or Disney World? As far as what, Lolo? What do you mean? Would she consider, I don't know, maybe rephrase your question? Alex said, not about China, but I live about 30 minutes from Brewster in Connecticut.
Oh, hello, neighbor.
Hello, neighbor. David T said, what time will Maudie be live Sunday night with you, Tanya? It'll be later, because what time do you plan on going over to the park?
Well, so I know I've mentioned that they stagger the entrance times, so some are later. However, I got the earliest slot for the 18th, so I can get the park opens, which I believe is 9 a.m. our time. So yeah, it'll be 9 p.m. Sunday night, thereabouts.
Okay.
Should be getting there.
It'll probably be somewhere between 9 and 10 p.m. our time, which we're always up late anyway over here. We're a bunch of night owls. Sometimes we're still live at 4 a.m. and that is the truth. So yeah, it'll be Sunday night here and Monday morning for her. Can you come home now? Alexis Kennedy says.
Oh yes. Alexis, I miss you terribly. Aww. I can't come home now because of how complicated the situation is. And if I left China right now, I wouldn't be able to re-enter just because of the current regulation they have about not allowing foreigners in. So I have to hold off for a bit, but I do miss you very much, Alexis, and I wish you guys were over here with me.
Aw. So when do you think you're gonna go home? Anytime soon? Because you're about to graduate, right?
So I was my graduation ceremony is this month, but I took off for a semester last semester, so I technically still have the fall semester left. So I'll finish up in December of this year.
Okay.
So I'm basically waiting on them to lift the foreigner ban before I go home. But as soon as they do, regardless of when that is, I'll go home just to visit my family. Because and I know this might make her cry, but it's been too long since I've hugged my grandma and my grandpa. And they live 15 minutes away from me at home, but because of everything that happened right before I was leaving and the social distancing, I didn't really get to say proper goodbye to them before I left. So I especially miss them.
That's so sweet. So you'll just come home for a visit whenever they lift that ban, and then you'll be able to go back to China and finish school.
Correct.
Dan said, is Tron better than Big Thunder?
Yes.
Yes. We're all very patiently, excitingly waiting for Tron to open here for sure.
I mean, it's like if you asked is Rock and Roller Coaster better than Big Thunder? I feel, they're two different types of rides. Thunder is great in its own way. But Tron is very exciting. I forgot how fast it is, and I went on this.
I'm glad you put your phone away.
Yeah, me too.
I know you were thinking about, keeping it live while you were on, and then I was like, I really wanted to see it, but then I thought, oh my gosh, she might drop her phone in there. So, but yeah, that was awesome. Christopher says, do you travel all over China? If so, what's your favorite part of China? We spent 3 weeks there and we went everywhere.
I've been to Beijing, Nanjing, Suzhou. I've been to Changsha City in Hunan Province, and I've also been to Fanghuang Old Town in Hunan Province, and some smaller rural towns there. Outside of Shanghai, I think my favorite city is Changsha in Hunan. Although their food is relatively spicy, and I'm not huge on spicy food, so that aspect of going to Hunan in general is difficult. But I really like the vibe there. I don't know how to explain it. So yeah, but if all cities included, I think Shanghai is my favorite. But I'm definitely biased because I've spent the most time here.
I want to try that duck and cheese hot pocket you had. That fancy hot pocket you had.
It was so good. I almost got a
really good.
I almost got a burger, but then I thought, you know what? Let's switch it up a little and do something that I really could only get over here, because I could get a burger at Disney in Orlando. So, and it paid off. It's very tasty.
I'm going back to see if I missed any chats here. Late night chat from Saturday will be, let's see.
Everybody's crying. That's not the point.
I know, we can't help it. We're criers over here. We're big time criers. Let's see. I hope I'm not missing anybody's questions. Does Maudie like that rock climbing thing at Shanghai Disney? A rock climbing thing. I don't know about that. Do you know what that is?
It vaguely rings a bell, but I've never done it. So I cannot offer an opinion. If I get a chance, I'll try to do it, but I have not done it before.
Did the distancing make the line wait longer? She literally walked on. Like everything, you just walked on.
Like for example, for Seven Dwarves, it felt like the line was longer because everybody was spread out. But then once the line starts moving and you get on the ride, you realize how few people are actually waiting. So it looks longer just because of the spacing, but then it goes by pretty quickly anyway.
Stephanie said, I know they don't have magic bands, but do they have a similar fast pass system?
I still haven't mastered the fast pass system here because it confuses me a little. I know you can make them in the app now. It used to be they do still have kiosks, and you can get paper ones. I haven't tried out the in-app ones. When I went on Monday, I just really didn't need one because the lines were relatively short. But it's similar in the sense that you get a return time just like you would in the other parks.
Just Dory wants to know, is there just one park there?
Yes. So as of right now, there's just the one. That's someone asked about that in the live as well, and I'm curious about if that will change in the future or if they'll just keep it at one. But for now, there's just the one.
Okay. Let's see. Do they have Starbucks everywhere over there?
So I don't think in the park itself there's a Starbucks. I could be wrong about that, but I know in Disneytown they have a huge Starbucks. And in Shanghai in general, there's Starbucks everywhere. Like I'm sure they've noticed. Here now, I ordered this from the comfort of my apartment and it was delivered in 15 minutes.
Nice.
It's kind of I mean the speed of food delivery here is on a whole nother level, but it's the Starbucks that's near me is a bit too far to walk. It would take an hour to go there and back. So if I'm more pressed for time, I just order. But yeah, it's pretty like in Shanghai, Starbucks is everywhere. Yeah.
Brian wants to know, were there character meet and greets going on?
So I did see one modified kind of character meet and greet when I was on the line for Winnie the Pooh, and how they did it was, once we were in the line, you were behind like one of those like barrier kind of thing railings. And then on the other side of the railing, the Winnie the Pooh characters came out, and there were cast members with them to make sure that nobody, came and tried to be with them up close, and they waved to everybody and stayed there for a while and let people, take pictures of them. So they're doing a kind of like socially distant kind of character meet and greet, but I didn't see any of the individual kind of meet and greets that we're used to.
Okay. I saw that same character meet and greet. There was Pooh and Tigger, several of them together. Mm-hmm. I saw that one. Let's see if there's any other questions from chat coming in.
Oh, my Bopchi is here. That's my mom's mom. Hi, Bopchi.
Oh, Donna said, "What a beautiful young woman you are." And yes, everybody started crying.
Y'all are too nice.
Andrea said her story makes me feel very emotional, trying not to cry while I'm at work. I know. Oh, is Tron better than Rock and Roller Coaster? Says Hughes and Brews.
I would say yes because it's longer.
Okay.
Because I love Rock and Roller Coaster. Don't get me wrong; it's one of those rides that I have to ride every time I go down to Florida. But it really does end in the blink of an eye. Yeah. So that's one of the nice things about Tron is that it's pretty thrilling, but it's a bit longer.
Sarah J said sending hugs virtually to her family at home. Boy, I wish Pam said, I wish they had a Tron ride for us wimps. No, Pam, you can't even handle Big Thunder. You ain't getting on Tron, girl. She screamed bloody murder on Big Thunder. I was laughing so hard. Let's see.
Someone got off Tron crying when I went on Monday.
Really?
A grown woman, yeah.
Oh, was she crying because it was scary, or she was crying because she was like loving it, or what?
Yeah, I think it was too much for her. I think she didn't anticipate it being that thrilling.
Oh, Christine had a great question. Are you able to go inside of the castle?
They have a restaurant inside of the castle that I've eaten at one time in the past. So, yes, you can go inside. Someone also asked regarding the castle if you can tour, and that I'm not sure about.
If you can what?
If you can tour the inside
tour the castle. Okay.
I'm not sure about. But I could check it out.
David T said, has Maudie ridden in the elevators at the Toy Story Hotel?
That's an oddly specific question, but
I
feel like
very specific.
They must be pretty special if he's asking. But no, I haven't even gotten over to the Toy Story Hotel. I would love one of these days to do like a staycation at one of the Shanghai Disney hotels and just check it out. You know, even just for a night. So if I get over there, yeah, I'll keep you posted, David, if I get to go in the elevator. Not yet.
Amy S. asked, are all of your classes taught in Mandarin?
So because it's an American university, the majority of my classes are taught in English. The exception would be my Chinese class because it's post-advanced Chinese, so the teacher only speaks Mandarin.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, did any of your friends from New York go with you? Like, do you know anybody over there from back home?
Before I came here as a freshman, I didn't know anybody. But I have made some absolutely incredible friends here. And funny enough, like 2 of my best friends, Jessica and Victoria, are actually from Long Island, New York. And I didn't meet them until I came to Shanghai.
Oh my gosh.
So then when we go back home for break, we get to see each other because we live, you know, relatively close to each other. But it took coming all the way over to China to meet the 2 of them.
Wow. That's a small world after all.
Oh, it sure is.
Jay Frank is asking, were there any shows or fireworks of any kind?
I did not see fireworks. I read their Disney's like press release that they did about this first phase of reopening, and I believe for now they're not doing fireworks just to avoid the crowding.
Mm-hmm.
There are some shows. I didn't see the one in front of the castle, but I think his name is Kane. In the same Facebook group, also did some live stream from the park on Monday, and he did show a show in front of the castle. So that is going on. There's also a show with Donald Duck doing Tai Chi, and it gets basically sabotaged by Chip and Dale. It's very funny. It's just like a little show that happens. And they have them all throughout the park. They aren't on big stages. They're like slightly elevated platforms, some of them. So I think that those are still going on. They're just making sure that people keep a distance from the performers.
Incredible. I want to see that show for sure. Pam wants to know, is everything more expensive over there, or is it relatively about the same?
So relative to the US, things in Shanghai Disney are cheaper, but not by a whole lot. If you compare the prices of things at the park here to things outside of the park, just throughout the city of Shanghai, Disneyland is definitely a relatively more expensive place to go. But I remember during the live, folks would ask me when I bought a water or a snack, how much it was, and I'd tell them, and then they'd convert it, and they'd go, "Oh wow, that's so cheap." But to me, relative to what I spend outside the park on food, it's definitely slightly more expensive. But that's just like the park in Florida, you know. Mm-hmm. You just kind of concede to breaking the bank a little bit to feed yourself within property, and yeah, we all just kind of accept it, or we bring our own snacks. Yeah.
Let me see if there's any more questions before I let you go start your day. Yeah, I don't see any other questions. Diane said, what part of New York is Maudie from? Hello from Long Island.
Hello, I am from Putnam County, in Brewster.
Oh.
So others, I guess, to her, that would be upstate.
Okay.
I will debate about that. I don't think it's upstate, but I've accepted that to folks who are from the city or Long Island, anything that's not those two places is considered upstate.
Did they check your bags the same way as they do security here?
Yeah, it was almost identical. There's a table where they, they ask you to open up your bag and they go through it, and then you go through the metal detector and put your stuff on the table while you go through. So
I will tell you this, I was completely impressed by the fact that you can just, oh, your mom is in the chat, by the way. Your mom's here. Everybody's talking to your mom now.
Hi, Mama. Love you too. I see that.
Is your mom Bettina? Bettina?
Yeah, Bettina's mom.
Hi, Mom. Welcome. So nice. Your daughter is amazing. Amazing. I'm so impressed by her. What a wonderful young lady you raised. So I've live streamed when the parks are open. That's what my channel is all about. I live stream from Walt Disney World. And I noticed that whenever you were live, like you were able to just walk through security, you were live. Here, they make you turn your camera off. We aren't allowed to walk through security live at all. They make us, turn it off. And like, it was just like everybody was so welcoming as you were coming through. Everybody waved. Everybody was like, I don't know. I just loved how the whole environment was there. They're all so nice over there, right?
Yeah. Super friendly in the park. They wave to you everywhere. Big all the time. Yeah. It's really
you can definitely see their love for Disney and their park, and it just shows through all the cast members. They were so happy. Matt wants to know, do they have Dole Whips in Shanghai?
I think they do, because someone in the live was telling me, oh, go get Dole Whip, and they told me where in the park to find it. But I didn't get any. But so apparently they do. So I'll have to look next time I go, because I do miss Dole Whip quite a bit.
Yeah. So whenever you are here in Walt Disney World, what is your favorite snack in the parks?
I love a good Mickey pretzel.
I love a pretzel too. Yes, it's my favorite. I can't wait to get back in there. And I am more into the cream cheese pretzel than the regular one.
Oh, me too. That is
they're so good. Pam said that's great. They let you leave the stream going through security. Yeah, she was able to just walk right through. So if you haven't seen her stream, it is on the Facebook page still. They left it up. And what's the name of the group again?
The Secret Disney Group.
The Secret Disney Group. She starts the live stream from her taxi cab. She walks you all the way up through the checkpoints where she has to show, what's it called? The code that you have. That code lets them know that you haven't been around anyone who's been sick. You haven't been sick. Is that what that whole code is for? Just that you've been cleared?
Yep. Exactly.
Who gives you that code?
So you sign into one of the apps, Alipay or WeChat, and you enter some personal information just about, your travel history, and whether or not you've experienced any symptoms lately. Mm-hmm. And of course, it all depends on everybody just being honest. But yeah, that's how you get the code, and then update on where you've been. And then if you yourself start to have symptoms or get diagnosed, you're expected to report it within that same platform, just so that anyone else who has been around you can be, made aware that they might have been in contact with someone who has the virus.
Oh. I've seen some live footage from over in China, and I did see where like different police officers were going around checking people's temperatures, and then they even had like these hats, like this special equipment that they could check your temperature just without even touching you. I don't know, it was weird. It's almost like, well, just like whenever you walked right through that tent. I don't know how they checked your temperature when you walked through the tent, but nobody touched you.
Yeah, so they have like these infrared kind of scanners. Someone described it as like an easy pass lane, which I think is a pretty apt description, where you just keep walking. And I saw somewhere online they show what it looks like on their end as they're monitoring it, and it shows each individual person, and then it pops up like their temperature reading. So someone is just monitoring it and making sure that there are no numbers that go above. I know, like yesterday, I went to my school and they use a similar kind of thing, albeit much smaller. It almost is like the shape of a metal detector. And I had been outside, and it was kind of hot. So when I first went through, I didn't pass like the temperature screening, and it makes like a beeping kind of sound. But I just waited a couple minutes and went back through, and it was fine. So,
interesting. Yeah. Faith with a $5 super chat says, love this so much. Everything Maudie is doing is so interesting. Such an inspiration. She's creating so many great memories. That's so true. Maudie, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I want to say thank you to your family for coming into chat. It's so nice to meet you. I know that we're just meeting one another on this screen, but I'm very impressed with you, your story, your life, everything that's going on. I loved your live stream. Thank you again for bringing all of that joy to us. We enjoyed it so much. I'm looking forward to your live stream for the channel. And if you ever need anything from here at Walt Disney World, you have a connection. I live right here. And if you ever need anything, you can call on me and I'm happy to help.
Thank you. I hope that the next time I'm down in Orlando, we can meet up for real.
That would be so great. I'd love to meet you and give you a big hug whenever this is all over.
Yeah.
So, yes, you have a bright future, young lady, and I can't wait to follow your story. I'm friends with you now on Instagram, and I'm friends with you on Facebook. So I will definitely be watching your story continue. Thank you so much. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to her family for being here. Maudie, have a wonderful day there in China, because I know it's just getting started. As the sun has set here and the sun has rised over there. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Okay.
Alrighty. Thanks so much.
Maudie.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, it was so nice to talk with her. Yeah, that's the big announcement. She has agreed to oh, here's to Maudie's parents, $5 super chat from Darlene. Isn't that wonderful? Cheers to them for sure. They have raised an amazing young lady. I think she said she's 23, maybe 21 I don't remember her age, but she's an amazing young lady. Hey, Natalie. How are you? Thank you for getting up early. Yes, thank you, Maudie. If you're still watching, thank you for getting up early for us. She actually told me she gets up at 6:30 every day. And so now by the time she came on, it was around 9 a.m. her time. She is an amazing young lady. But I'm so excited. It's going to be a late night for us. But if you all want to hang out on the 17th, she's going live from Shanghai. On that crazy Disney lady. I'm so excited. She can show us around Main Street. I just want to see Main Street over there. And you all can see the castle. And we can look inside some of the shops and see what is the same, what is different. I'm so excited about it. So if you all want to tune in for that, that's going to be the 17th for us, but the 18th for her. It'll be nighttime for us and early morning for her. I'm super excited about that. So Sarah said, so awesome, Tanya. Thank you for sharing Maudie with us and to her awesome parents for raising such a role model. That's so nice of you, Sarah, to say. But you're welcome. She was so kind. I just reached out to her, and mostly I wanted to tell her thank you for that live stream. And I really enjoyed it. And then we just continued talking, and I was like, would you like to come on the channel? I'd love to talk with you and ask you questions. And I'm sure everybody would love to talk with you. So I'll be there. Let's see. I'll be up all night on the 17th watching. So excited. I'm so excited too, Faith. I believe their main street is called Mickey Avenue. Oh, that's a nice little bit of information I didn't know. Gonna have to get the word out on that stream. Yes, I'm gonna share it out so everybody. I don't know like how much time she would be able to commit to streaming for us, but she may have some other obligations with other people as well. I don't know. But I'll find out like how much time she has, and that'll be exciting. So that's going to be, let me see, Sunday night. It's coming up very soon. No, we're going to be talking with you, Donna. Yeah, we'll start that at 8 o'clock, and then we'll move into the live stream, okay? So, but what I'll have to do is like, I'll have to end after the connecting with you, and then we'll restart the stream with Maudie. So it'll be 2 different streams on Sunday night. Kind of like what we do on Saturdays whenever we do you know, whoever is like a special guest on Saturday, and then I usually end it and start late night chats at 10 o'clock. It'll be a very similar situation to that. She will probably get started around 10 o'clock. I was going to ask her to start the stream once she's inside the park. Do you all want to see the routine of going in? I just thought it would be better if we had more time inside the park. What do you all think? I think there's not so much to see more than what we've already talked about. Like from the taxi cab going to the checkpoint was just like a really long walk. And then she got up to where they checked her code. And then she went through security. She went through a tent. You all can watch all of that on her live stream from that Facebook page. And then she went in through the checkpoint, you know, they didn't do finger touch. But she had to just show her annual pass, and she had to show her ID, and then she went into the park. And I thought that would be like a great place to start, like once we get inside the park. So if she's limited in time, at least we would have inside the park time. Okay. I'm glad you all feel the same way, because I just want to see inside the park. So I'll talk to her. We'll get all the details together. I'll be sharing things with you all throughout the week so that we know. You all help me get this video out so everybody can see it. Should be a lot of fun. And I'm walking right down the middle of Mickey Avenue, USA. Rolls right off the tongue. Isn't that right? Yes, inside the park. It's all good. We can see what's easier. Yes, that's so amazing that she's doing that. I know, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You just don't even know. Like, I want to see more because I loved that stream so much. Now, you'll have to bear with her. She does not have a stabilizer. It is like shaky footage. It's not the same like what we get that smooth with the stabilizer. But she is going to go in there with her phone and show us all around. So hopefully you'll be able to just kind of tolerate the shakiness of the stream. Shanghai Disney Springs is Disney Town. Imagine if Tanya will be there. Oh, I would love to be there. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. A great big thank you to Hughes and Brews for coming over and talking with us tonight. I really enjoyed getting to know Karen and Kevin a little better. I hope you all enjoyed meeting Hughes and Brews, and that maybe you'll be interested in going over and hanging out on their channel, because they are going to be doing another one of their happy hours, kind of like a live stream, and they make a cocktail and everybody kind of like do some day drinking. It was pretty fun. I really enjoyed that. Might not be your thing, but the conversation alone is worth tuning in for. Even if you're having a coffee, a glass of water, whatever, a Diet Coke, if you don't drink alcohol, you still can join in. Happy hour is happy hour, and we're all happy. Also, once again, a great big shout out to Maudie Carey, all the way over in Shanghai, China, for joining us tonight and sharing some of her insight and things that she experienced while she was there, and sharing her story with us, a very touching story. I can't wait until she gets an opportunity to go home and see her grandparents and give them a great big hug. Ah, that just was like, oh, totally just ripped my heart out there. But I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you all again. You know, we do this every night right here, 8 o'clock, same time, same channel. Robin, I miss you tonight. Robin will be back tomorrow, I'm sure. Let's see. What are we saying? Tanya, no wheel tonight. Oh my gosh, I got to spin the wheel. I'm so glad you said that. Should I spin the wheel? Christopher, should I spin the wheel? Somebody tell me what I should do. I know we are booked for the next 4 segments, but let me see what I'm supposed to do. I am going to get back with the chat really quick. Let me see. Let's see. Should I spin the wheel? I guess I will. Good night, Hughes and Brews. Bye, Karen and Kevin. Let me pull it up. I mean, why not? That's what we live for, right? We got to spin this wheel. Let's go ahead and do it, because we'll just plug you in on the next one. Yeah, I love doing this. Let's do it. Let me pull the wheel up real quick and see who's going to be up next for connecting with you. Oh, Maudie came to the chat. Thank you so much, Maudie. So exciting. All right, I'm going in here. I have an updated. Let me see. Christopher, should I spin the wheel tonight? That's what I need to know. The wheel is not updated. Oh, okay. We'll spin the wheel for sure tomorrow, okay? All right. We haven't, the wheel is not updated because we are already booked for the next 4 segments. So that it's fair, let's get the wheel updated and we'll spin tomorrow. How's that sound? That's good? Yes, I read the chat. I see. No wheel tonight. Okay, got it. Squirrel. Oh my goodness. No wheel. Got it. Okay. Let's see. Pam, you were 1 away from winning the other night. 1 away. I screamed a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Pam. And then it went right past your name to the next one. Oh my goodness. Hey, Beth. Beth, were you here when we were talking to Maudie? She's awesome. Hey, Joe. Moments of the magic. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's stream. Thanks again to everybody that was here. Thank you to my mods. Thank you for the guests tonight. I appreciate all of you all so much. I'm going to go back in here because we were playing Uno. And I think the kids want me to come back. Tomorrow's going to be another great day. And I will see you all back here tomorrow. Okay? Always do what makes you happy and dream big, everyone. Good night, Elizabeth. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Beth. Good night, Robin. Good night, Christopher. Good night, Rosalie. Good night, Matt. Alexa, play Disney music. Good night, everyone.